Hi, this time just a quick, teeny tiny quick update video because I figured it'd be necessary since I'm playing Fulcrum. Last one's done, right? However, the last time I really played it, like full all-in played it, was Affliction, and the build was absolute peak at that time because it was basically unkillable. I remember doing the hardest content out there in terms of maps, the juiciest juicer maps, and I just hit level 100 just like that. Yeah, simple. This character currently kinda has the same setup, however, Defiance of Destiny is missing, but Defiance of Destiny got nerfed anyway. What else got nerfed? Blood Notch and other stuff too. So with all the nerfs, the build is still playable, still lots of fun, and if I would just entirely cope and only do my P16 8 mods reach without any major juicing, it would be all fine. I would not really die a lot. And everything would be good, right? However, I did die every here and then, which was okayish. I thought it'll fix itself eventually at some point, but then I thought about, what's my next item gonna be? Is it gonna be Mage Blood, perhaps? Because I want more rarity. But on the other hand, I also want to be more tanky a little bit. So yeah, Mage Blood, obviously. So I wanted to farm for Mage Blood. However, the first strategy I tried was, what was it? Right, the Scarab for me. Maven, this one. The 16 plus areas contain the boss from a random Maven invitation. Random Maven invitation, meaning the feared, stuff like that. Usually it's fine, but sometimes the Uber bosses, I don't know how it's called actually, but when the Incarnation of Dread, Shaper, Elder stuff, Cortex spawns in, with the map mods also, I was just dead, I was just perma dying. This annoyed me, but you could argue it's fine, just don't do the content, right? Sure. Then again, there are a lot of map mods that are not so nice for this build, if that kills you. A lot of map mods, really annoying. Also the new T16.5 mods with the saw blades or this weird burning ground, because I can't skill this, because I don't want that duration of ignite on you, right? But this burning ground, the searing exact burning ground is just terrible. What is that? Especially when I ran Petrified Blood with 2k HP, hello? I just touched it and I'll be dead, what is that? But all that aside, this was all fine. The major problem was that with all the Blood Notch nerfs and not having Defiance of Destiny, because I don't want to equip it, honestly. I don't want Defiance of Destiny. It's kinda, I want rarity. Sure, I could go Wonder Trap then and, right, but I kinda want rarity. Oh, look at my ring, by the way. 80% rarity. I finally hit it. I made some rings. Here's some that bricked. And here's some that are just not good enough. What I'm doing here is just craft medium good rings, so they don't have to be perfect, right? What is this? It doesn't even have a second rarity mod. Yeah, this one has 2 rarity mods, fire res, armor, life. It's fine, that's enough. What I aim to hit then is the item sets for much more to vendor mods with a corruption that is either cannot be poisoned, cannot be quickly bleeding stuff, or more rarity. In this case, I did hit it, however, the worst ring, I forgot to change the lightning to fire res. I forgot that it has no life, just sad. But 80% rarity, take it for now, it's fine. And yeah, I was swapping a lot of stuff to see how I can get more tanky. But the problem was, I don't want to play shield, and I don't want to play Defiance of Destiny either. I don't want to do those two, and this was quite annoying to get my build tanky. I swapped so much around with auras and stuff, and But auras then again is a map mod, right? Eventually, I tried one thing and it broke my heart. because I had to swap one cluster jewel out. I'm now missing this cluster jewel. How long did I craft on it? Get it, this one. Not perfect because it is fire rest instead of chaos rest, sure. But it took me so long to get this. Now I just don't use it. How sad is that? Very sad. But what I did was block. I took block nodes. I found this one. I didn't actually know this existed. I didn't know the mastery existed on top of here. I thought the only way to get it was down here somewhere. Where is it? One. Sun mastery. That makes you basically crit immune. I didn't know I can take it up here as well. This is very cool because we get region, very nice. The block node is right beside it and it is while holding a staff or a shield. Very cool. And recover 50 energy shield when you block spell damage. If you have at least some energy shield, this is always gonna give you energy shield. It's very cool. We have some area of effect nodes here that also chain into block. Very cool, and more recover. Block. It's actually really cool because when I put the clusters out, the small clusters were area of effect, right? Because area of effect is somewhat important with the penance mark, and it's super cool to play with anyway. But we got it back, so yeah, we are going block with the red nightmare. And we get a lot of block from this one actually. How much do we have currently? 75 attack block and 65 attack spell block with the Fulcrum. That's very nice. I put this out, 60. Technically 50-60 would still be enough, but we block kept very cool. Now I don't play Petrified Bloods and I don't play 6 life masteries nor blood magic, so stuff can still kill me. Sometimes, especially if I run Giga Juiced content, right? For this showcase, I'm gonna run Baboons tactic with Breach, all the cool scarabs, double wild, wildwoods, kinda rippy at some points, but just see how it goes. I might just die anyway because sometimes there's just this one Wildsmoons mob completely jacked and just one taps you. And it's like, what? Why did what did I even go block for, right? But
your intentions are good.
the good part about the block change is the following. First of all, we get way more sustain without Defiance of Destiny. This is pretty cool. The second thing is, I didn't even mention this. The most annoying thing was, usually the build plays like this. You just move into a mob group and you just stand still and wait till stuff dies and explodes, right? However, even with Petrified Blood, I kinda didn't have enough reading, so eventually if enough mobs hit me, my life would slowly but steadily go down. And this was super annoying. So now I can do this again. Look at my HP. Boom. Nice. By the way, my PC will definitely not like this, not while recording. But yeah. This is T16.5 to Deli Orbs. Wild wisp stuff on the thingies, and could just be able to face tank stuff. Where's Croesus? Just be able to stand here. See, my life drops somehow. I have to be somewhat careful because of the wildwood buffs, I think, but all in all, it's super comfortable to play now. I can do my Giga Juicer contents and does not care about dying. Well, be somewhat careful, right? But the thing is that even though I can die now, the chance that I die is so low that it is actually, again, the playstyle to just walk inside of mob groups and just stand still. Because even if I die, it's gonna happen so... My sound is so bugged it didn't even audio code the divine off. Great, but even if I die, it's gonna happen so rarely that I actually die that I don't have to be afraid about breaking my maps or something like that. Even if there's a mob, this one soul eater mob that's completely smacking your ass, right? Even if this would be the case, it's not gonna hit me a lot, so I don't have to be afraid of it. I might die, but all in all, I'm pretty safe. I'm pretty safe. Yeah, that's it. What else is there? There's Alter. There's one more thing, but I forgot what it was. I want to mention one thing. It's in mind. But okay, if I don't, it doesn't come to me, then I guess that's it. Keep this video short, 11 minutes only. Still not short, but short enough. And yeah, if anyone is playing this build, go block base if you want to play Fulcrum. Not a lot of people doing it. I don't know if anyone's doing it with Red Nightmare actually. I believe no one is doing it on PoE Ninja. At least I didn't find anyone. Yeah, you can obviously go and use a shield if you don't want to play Fulcrum, but I don't know, Fulcrum is just giga chill. Wave of Conviction of Thrusus is just so cool. So the thing is that usually when I swapped around gems, I eventually came to the point that I was playing Desecrates in one cast one stun setup, and in my main setup Volatile Lead of Seething. The reason for Volatile Lead of Seething is that the Desecrate, well, it only deals like 4% max HP per explosion, but it can explode 10 corpses at once, so the ignite will never be as big, but we don't care about the ignite from our spells, we just care about minions dying, so that we can inflict ignite with the explosion, right? Hey, hello. Hi. And Thrusus is a big Nova moving outward and inwards again. I saw some people playing it, I wonder why they play it. But eventually I realized that I deal 0 damage. But you can see it right here. Every time it hits, it is forced to. Every time I get, it is a Nova going outward and then inwards again. But every time it triggers again, it has to finish the first Nova, so it is forced to go inward again. And this is quite a lot of damage. So I think it's the fastest way with only, I believe, 2 Link to get enough damage on magic and white mobs to get them to die and trigger your explosion. So currently, Class 1 stun support, Wave of Conviction of Thrusus, and Call the Weak, and obviously Life Tip because of the random bloodlines, right? But yeah, that's it. Obviously, I'm gonna put my path of building in the description. Yeah. Take care and stuff. Goodbye.